Hello. Is increasing first contact resolution rates important to you? Well, Paul Heath from Soapbox shows us how it's done on the platform.
First contact resolution is important because the deeper you go into an organisation to resolve an issue, the more it costs,
Right.
and the longer it takes. So if we can furnish information up front to help agents resolve issues faster, then that's great.
Great. Why don't you show us how to nip it in the bud?
Sure, let's have a look. So here we are on our interaction again. Once again, we start with an interaction because in a multi-discipline support organisation where I may be dealing with HR and facilities and IT issues, you want to be able to have the ability to route calls appropriately. So let's start off with John Locke calling in again. And this time John Locke has got an issue with their Salesforce password. So let's say Salesforce, let's say reset my Salesforce password. And we've identified that this is an ITSM request. We've also identified that there's potential knowledge that could be useful. This knowledge, by the way, could be coming from Soapbox, not the Soapbox knowledge repository, or it could be coming from SharePoint or Confluence.
Right. Yep.
We have the ability to kind of what's called federate knowledge and basically bring that knowledge from other repositories and make it available to agents on the desk.
Right.
So let's say this one is pretty useful at the moment. So let's attach that and put a resolution saying we provided knowledge article, and all we need to do is, well, probably should spell that correctly, and resolve that interaction. And what that's doing is it's creating an ITSM request, it's marked it as resolved, it's sent an email with that knowledge contents off to John Locke, and we can go and have a look at that to satisfy ourselves what's happened as a result of that request being logged. And you can see that it's automatically been classified by Sophie as a password reset against Salesforce. It would have been assigned to the Salesforce team if we hadn't resolved it on first contact, and we've resolved it using that knowledge. So by attaching that knowledge to that request and capturing, we do a couple of things. We record the fact that there was a request, how it was resolved using the knowledge article. So next time we get a similar request coming in, the confidence of that knowledge article being the right one to solve that issue increases. So the system's learning the more agents engage with the system. And if we have a look at another example, maybe this time from a self-service point of view, let's say I need my SAP, SAP session is locked. I understand correctly your SAP session is locked, so this is something that Sophie knows about?
Yep.
Yes, it is. Let me search my knowledge base and see if I find anything that's useful. Once again, that knowledge could be used, and if we say yes, that solved the problem, we'll just go and create that record and resolve that directly. So let's go and do that. Did this solve it? It's creating a ticket in the system just for reporting purposes more than anything else. We went to have a look at that incident, or that would have been an incident in this case. Then we would have seen that's resolved. It was resolved by that knowledge article, and it was recorded and resolved by the virtual agent.
Right. So that's a mechanism for weighting that article.
Oh, that also adds weighting to the article as well. So every time we have a situation where that knowledge article or an action is used to resolve an issue, we're adding weight to that.
Okay, so the more people use, the more these things are touched on, the more Soapbox learns, and the quicker it predicts the next time.
That's right. So here you can see we've logged an incident on behalf of the user, and this is really just for reporting purposes and tracking purposes, that if we have a look at this incident, you can see it's marked as resolved. And the argument here is that because the virtual agent solved it by providing a knowledge article, doesn't mean there was never an issue to start with. So the idea is, let's create the incident, let's mark it as resolved, let's highlight that it's being resolved by the virtual agent using that knowledge article, because that's all good for reporting. How do we track our success of self-service and our success of our automation is by capturing every issue that comes in,
Right.
and not ignoring it,
Right.
which is what typically happens in most systems. People don't have the ability to really track what's going on.
Right, so that skews their data in a negative sort of way.
That's right. So a key thing that we deliver for our customers is the ability to track how well the system and the investments they're making in self-service and knowledge articles, in automation, so they can demonstrate that back to the business.
Did you like what you saw in that demo? If you want to bring that home into your organization, head down to soapbox.ai and sign up for a demo today.